It's a summer night in Bridgeport, California, at one of the most unusual and beautiful music venues anywhere. The Quaby sisters
I do my best to please you in all I say or do.
who you'll meet in just a bit, are performing at Bridgeport Ranch. This very cool historic property dates to 1871. When Stuart Kirkwood built the barns for his draft horses to haul hay to the nearby Wild West mining town of Bodie, today a ghost town and a California State Historic Park.
It was my working corral. Right down there where the terrace is at is where I used to work cows.
Bridgeport Ranch owner Benny Romero has his own history here. He's lived along the eastern slope of the High Sierra for 50 years.
That backdrop, can't beat it. Beautiful area.
Most of that time as the ranch manager for the Sweetwater Ranch Land and Cattle Company.
I'd bring cattle in here off the fields.
Benny was working cows in the corral where the audience now sits when he got an idea.
One day I pulled in here with a semi to load a truckload of calves. And when I was leaving, I saw all the cows looking up at me, and I thought, wow, I'm going to change this from cows to people. And I got to thinking about it, dreaming about it, just visualizing it, and the next thing I know, I've got a plan. I love this old barn.
He went to work, starting with the old barn, well preserved despite this area's ferocious winters.
What saved this old barns is a lot of tin, a lot of metal on them. Otherwise, ice crystals erodes the wood.
Step one was transforming the upstairs hayloft into the green room for the many Western singer-songwriters who perform here and whose photos hang on the wall.
Brent Hill, Belinda, Don Edwards. In that category of music, I think I've had pretty much all of them. Ian Tyson says one of the prettiest places he's ever played at.
Back in the day, a rope and a pulley would hoist the hay up to the loft, which would then be shoveled down to the horses in the barn through a hole in the floor.
So they used this barn to put their horses in, feed them and grain them and harness them.
Today it's a cozy room where performers get ready before their show, complete with a bar.
I tell everybody I stole it out of Virginia City, but that's not true. I got it at Costco.
And the green room becomes a bridal room for the many weddings held at the ranch. A very popular place with an amazing setting for an outdoor ceremony and reception.
I love putting on the weddings, and I just became a minister, so I'm doing the weddings myself. I built the stairs. I have a lot of brides get their picture taken as they're coming down the staircase here.
Benny loves to build and did most of the work himself, transforming the barn while preserving its historic character.
This have been here for years and years.
And its many artifacts from the horse-drawn past.
Maybe back to the 1800s, huh?
They go way back. That was my little milking stool in New Mexico, and this came off of Grandma's little well.
Romero grew up on a ranch in New Mexico.
Grandmother's trunk.
And important pieces of his own family history are displayed here as well.
And that was my grandpa's brand. And if you notice, it was made out of a buggy tire. Very well made, very precise. And pieces like this. This writing here, it didn't have to have all that design on it, but they put it on there.
Other antiques include an 1873 machine used to strip corn off the cobs.
It's how the old-timers took time to make things.
Outside, Benny converted the corral into a brick patio, surrounded by a beautiful new rock wall, accented by flowers.
Gates from back in the day too, huh?
Yep.
And a wood fence, cut by an area sawmill back in the 1800s.
Those are the slabs from the outside of logs when they took the lumber out of the center. If this post could tell some stories, it'd have a lot of them. But it was a gate post, and I didn't have the heart to take it out. And what this corral right here used to be, it was a breaking corral where they broke horses. And this post here, I left it here too, because this was the snubbing post where they tied horses up tight, and this was for breaking horses.
Above it all flies a huge American flag, dedicated by the U.S. Marine Corps.
I didn't have to do this, but I went around to all the major ranchers in the valley, and they all donated to pay for that flag, just so that it would give them ownership. I had about 15 donors. When I first raised that flag on the flagpole, I had the Marine Corps come in and raise the flag, and I had a P-51 do a flyby. And now folks that travel through, they say Bridgeport's not Bridgeport when that flag's not up.
In my